everyone, and welcome back to Only Polished Nails. Today I have for you guys my installment of the Our Favorites for Fall collaboration. It's a wonderful collaboration put together by Walker of Ave Nails, and there are tons of wonderful YouTubers that I'm listing down in the description box below, so be sure to check them all out. So she really gives it up to us in terms of how to design our favorites video, and so what I've chosen to do is do my top 5 warm color categories for fall. For me, I like to wear warm fall colors probably around September 1st through mid-October. It's about that time that we get our first snow here in Denver. And then after it starts snowing, then I'll move into the more cooler tone colors like nice plummy mauves and purples and stuff like that. But this is the time I really like wearing those warm tones, really reminiscent of changing leaves and stuff like that. So these are the colors I'm really excited to wear right now, and I'm excited to show you what I've got. So the first category of colors I'm going to do is just neutrals, so not necessarily nudes. So the first one I have here is Cathy, and this is from Zoya. So Zoya Cathy here is a little bit on the darker side. I think it works really well for me just at the end of summer, where I'm probably at the darkest that my skin ever gets. This is a great sort of mannequin hands color for me. So at the end of summer, just starting into the beginning of fall, Cathy is a great neutral mannequin hands, and I like that it has that little bit of warm tone. I think it looks much better with my skin than some of the other ones like Cho. So yeah, Cathy. The next sort of neutral I have that I really like wearing this time of year is Noramani. So Noramani is like a brown, but it has a definite purple lean to it. I don't know why this is a favorite color of mine. Like it's not a color that I thought I would be particularly drawn to, but I've worn it a couple times this fall and I'm really excited for it. And the one that's very similar to that, but that I also like to wear in this time of year, is Zoya Mary. So again, Mary has a little bit of that purple leaning tint to it. So we have Noramani and Mary. Mary comes off a little bit more of chocolate milk, like school chocolate milk brown on me, and then Noramani is just a hint more purple. But I think both of these are really gorgeous nudes. Neutrals, not nudes. And then the last one that I have in this category is ILNP Quicksand. It's really hard to get this to show exactly how pretty it is. I don't think the swatch pictures do it justice, but it's this very sort of warm taupe base, and then it has this really brilliant sort of red flash shimmer in there that goes from red to green at extreme angles, and then just a light smattering of holographic shimmer in there. Not super holographic, like it doesn't bounce a lot of rainbows, but just enough so that like when it catches the light, it's very pretty. So this is ILNP, or I Love Nail Polish, Quicksand. And then just to recap this section, we have ILNP Quicksand, Zoya Cathy, Zoya Mary, and Zoya Normani. So the next category that I absolutely love is mustards, and I have to say, very disappointed that Zoya doesn't have a mustard. I really think they need to, because this is one of my favorite colors to wear. So this is, I think this is the only category, nope, there's one other category that I have there. Zoya just doesn't make an appearance. So the first one I have in this category, and it's the lightest mustard, is OPI, and this is Never a Dullest Moment. This came out in the Washington DC collection. I think that was fall a couple years ago. I really like this. It's a much lighter mustard, so especially when it's still warm out and you feel like it's not quite time to start wearing fall nail polishes, this is a good one to go reach for, just because it's mustard but it's on that lighter side. So I love this one. And then the next one I have is Color Cub Je ne sais quoi. Is that right? Yeah, Je ne sais quoi. This actually came out in a spring collection, I believe. It was like a French themed collection, and to me this is not a spring color. This just screams fall, but this is a really beautiful, lovely, very saturated mustard that I love wearing. Next I have China Glaze Mustard the Courage, and this came out in last year's fall collection. I believe it was called Fashion Week 2018. This was a true fan favorite. I think a lot of people were really excited about this color, and it definitely delivers. It's more on the browner side of mustard, so it definitely is not as yellow as the first two that I've shown, but I really, really still like wearing this. And then the last one I have is the brownest on the nails, and that is Color Club Oh Dear. And I do believe this one came out in a fall collection. So this is one of those very ugly, pretty colors. It's not for everyone's taste, but I kind of like it. So here we have all the 4 mustards. We have OPI Never Dullest Moment, Color Club Je ne sais quoi, China Glaze Mustard the Courage, and then Color Club Oh Dear. So the next category, again, Zoya does not feature in because to my knowledge, they don't have a lot of burnt oranges or any burnt oranges, which is another color that I absolutely love wearing in this time of year. So the first one I have to show you is another OPI, and this one it's a Piazza cake. So I want to say this is like the Italy collection. I'm not sure when that came out, but it is a nice, good pumpkin orange. I've done some like fox nail art with this as well, and I really liked how that turned out. But it definitely leans more sort of like burnt brownie orange, which is why I think it looks great in the fall time. And then along those same lines, very similar, is the Essie Playing Koi. This is, I think, the only Essie that I own right now, but I do really love this color. It has sort of like a jelly finish to it, so it has a lot of saturation, and it just looks really, really pretty on the nails. It is slightly darker than the OPI color, though a lot of people consider these two to be similar, but I think they're different enough to have both in my collection. And then the last one I have, I'm gonna call it a burnt orange, but this is China Glaze Cabin Fever, and it's actually a duochrome, so it has a really nice sort of pinky color in it, as well as gold shows up. And you don't have to have this at too extreme of an angles, but I do think this is a really nice one and definitely invokes fall for me. This is a very thin formula, so it does take 3 to 4 coats to get opaque, but I think it's worth it, and I really love that change in the duochrome effect of it. So we have OPI, it's Piazza Cake, Essie Playing Koi, and China Glaze Cabin Fever. The next category I have is sort of like my brick reds, and I love a good brick red. I actually swore up and down that I hated reds and I would never wear red nail polish, and so I picked up Pepper last year from Zoya, and I just absolutely loved how that looked on my nails. I think Pepper is a perennial favorite for most women or people who like wearing nail polish. I think this is a good staple fall autumnal red, and I think it works really well with a lot of different skin tones. So that's Pepper. I also picked up Cola this year. So here's Pepper and here is Cola, and Cola is a little brown, a little bit more brown than Pepper. So Cola is no longer being produced by Zoya. I think it's a discontinued polish, so I picked it up in a de-stash sale, but I'm really liking it. Definitely is not as good of a formula as the Zoya cream formula is nowadays, so it's a lot thinner, it takes a lot more coats, but I think it's interesting to have, and I sort of like how these two look together. And then the last polish I have in this sort of reddish category is Zoya Alyssa, and this came out in last year's fall collection, which was Element, and it's not really brick red. It definitely has a lot more red in it than some of these other ones. So if you look at it across here, so we have Cola, and this is Pepper, and then this is Alyssa. You can see that Alyssa has a lot more red in it. It's a lot vampier of a color. I really, really like wearing this one. And then this is one, Alyssa's one where I definitely will wear it past snow season once it starts snowing. So I really like this in the winter too, just because it has a really rich, saturated, like vampy, bloody color that I think is absolutely gorgeous. So those are my reds. And then the fifth category I have is olive greens. So I do love an olive green. The first one I have to show you is Zoya Arbor. Now I want to say this came out in a spring collection, but I really like it for fall too. I think it's just enough dirty that it still works in a fall, especially if the temperatures are still warm. Like the dress I'm wearing today, I think Arbor would look really good with, because it's still bright enough that it doesn't feel too oppressively dark, but it has that sort of grungy fall tone to it. The next one I have is Dree. So I picked this one up this year and I've really, really been loving it. It definitely has a little bit dingier than Arbor. So we have Arbor and here we have Dree. You can see Arbor looks a lot more bright and brilliant, whereas this starts to really pull into that more dirty olive color, which I love. Next one I have is Color Club Tribe and True. This one has a lot of yellow in it and I think it's really unique. I don't have any other color like this in my collection. I thought that Zoya had a couple that were similar and they're not. But the amount of yellow in this is really, really pretty and I love it. So yeah, Color Club Tribe and True. And then the last one I have is Zoya Yara. No, yeah, Yara. So this is a nice pretty olive toned green, except it has little sort of gold micro shimmer. Now, not as big as like you would see in like a polish, a little bit smaller than that, but I actually like this micro shimmer better than that gold flake. I think it's a little bit more subtle. It's something where like I see it on my nail and I really appreciate it, but it's not so in your face of a gold flake. So here we have the four olive polishes. From the side we have Arbor, we have Dree, we have Color Club Tribe and True, and Zoya Yara. Hope you guys have enjoyed my fall picks and I will see you next time. Take care.